I'm Rob Lamont. I'm doing a PhD on the distribution of genetic diversity in Alocasuarina emuina.
There are several rare Alocasuarina species on the Sunshine Coast that are closely related to the common and widespread Alocasuarina littoralis and differ mainly in their size.
There's some samples that I took. Sorry. There's a tag happening there. I only need 100 milligrams, a tiny part in the tube to grind up, so I just take a tip off there and I take 5 cones and tag the plant just in case I have to come back. I've collected samples from Landsborough, Mooloolah River National Park and Mount Emu, and I extract the DNA out of those, and then at the moment I'm developing microsatellites, a genetic marker.
Some were concerned that the Alocasuarina emuina may not really be a genetically distinct species, so we needed to confirm this. We sampled each of the Alocasuarina emuina population, as well as nearby populations of the Alocasuarina littoralis and the other rare Sunshine Coast Alocasuarinas. We wondered if Alocasuarina emuina may lose its genetic distinctiveness by being genetically swamped through the hybridization Alocasuarina littoralis. We wanted to find out how genetically viable are the Alocasuarina emuina populations. To study genetics, we investigated cone and seed, shape and size, germination, chromosome number, chloroplast DNA, and microsatellite markers. Alocasuarina emuina has 44 chromosomes. It probably arose by polyploidy from Alocasuarina littoralis, which usually has 22 chromosomes. We found Alocasuarina emuina was both morphologically and genetically a distinct species.
About between 120,000 years ago, where we're standing now is probably about 5 metres underwater. So the genetics of these guys show that the centre of diversity is on Mount Emu, and these flat quaternary sand plains formed from estuarine, flood or tidal deposits. At about that time, 120,000 years ago, the sea level was at the highest known. Right at the moment it's at the second highest. All these lowland populations are quite genetically depauperate compared to the population on the mountain at Mount Emu. So it appears that in that time they've spread off the mountain and populated these sand plain flats. And this population here is a little bit more genetically diverse than at Coolum Ridges, where they've been transplanted to. In fact, that population there for the microsatellite loci that were investigated, there was absolutely no polymorphism at all, meaning that the 5 loci, every plant was exactly the same. So if anything, these ones will be introducing a little bit more diversity to where they've been transplanted.
Its ability to produce seed without sex by apomixis has enabled it to spread, but this has led to its having a low genetic diversity in some populations. There is limited hybridization with Alocasuarina littoralis if they grow very close together and one is downwind. Alocasuarina emuina is not likely to be swamped by Alocasuarina littoralis. Mostly emuina pollen fertilizes littoralis females. Populations in the north are genetically distinct from the Alocasuarina emuina populations in the south, and there is a centre of diversity in the north and also in the south. Populations growing within a few kilometres of each other are genetically similar to each other, but many have low diversity.